Imagine this. You've got a $5,000 credit limit. You buy $2,000 worth of furniture, and you've got the cash ready. You wait for the bill, then pay the full balance immediately. No debt, no interest. You're the perfect responsible borrower, right? But 3 days later, your phone buzzes. Your credit score just plummeted 25 points. You did everything right, yet you're penalized.
This happens to thousands every month. Why? Because of a massive misunderstanding about one specific critical date on your calendar.
Today, I'll reveal how banks actually take a snapshot of your money. It's not when you think it is.
Moving your payment by just 48 hours can be the total difference between a good score and an elite, exceptional one.
Welcome to Tom Talks Money. We're here to outsmart the financial systems that were built to keep you one step behind.
Today, we're diving deep into credit utilization. This is the fastest lever you can pull to skyrocket your credit score instantly.
Think of credit utilization as your financial turbo button. It's the absolute fastest way to send your score soaring overnight.
Building a perfect payment history is a marathon, not a sprint. And those pesky hard inquiries? They'll haunt you for 2 whole years. But utilization is different. It resets almost instantly. You just need to know the secret to mastering the data reporting game. We're revealing exactly when banks report your balance. Spoiler alert, paying in full isn't the same as having a zero balance.
I'll show you the exact percentages the algorithm craves. But first, connect that subscribe button to join our Money Smart community.
Beware the due date trap. We've been brainwashed to think it's the only date that matters. But that's a dangerous misconception.
Most people assume the big credit bureaus are watching their bank accounts in real time, like a 24/7 financial surveillance system. You think paying off debt on the 15th makes you clean by the 16th? Wrong. That's just not how the financial plumbing works.
Sadly, the bank often snaps that photo when your financial room is messiest, right before you tidy up the bills.
To beat the system, you must visualize the timeline. Let's break down the actual cycle of a credit card.
On the 30th, the cycle closes. The bank generates that PDF statement you see in your inbox every month. This is the statement closing date. The balance on this specific day is what the bank reports to credit bureaus.
That number is hard-coded into your report for the month. But wait, your due date is usually 25 days later. So, a $3,000 balance on the 30th gets reported, even if you pay it all off by the 20th. The bureau sees high utilization, even though you paid perfectly on time. Talk about a frustrating reporting trap.
This creates a massive psychological disconnect. You feel responsible, but the report looks like you're maxing out your cards.
People get terrified of using their cards because every big purchase makes their score tank. It feels totally unfair.
Why? They start thinking the system is rigged, or that credit cards are just inherently dangerous. But that's a myth.
The system isn't broken. It's just bureaucratic and lagging. It's basically reporting yesterday's news as if it's happening now. You're living in real time, but your credit score is stuck on a frustrating 30-day delay. It's a total mismatch. It's based on a snapshot taken before your payment. You're letting the bank dictate your worthiness on your worst day.
They see the mess before you clean it up. But don't worry, I have the ultimate hack to fix this.
Ready for the game changer? It's the statement date hack. Not a magic trick, just a brilliant timing adjustment for your wallet.
Stop waiting for that bill to arrive. By then, the data is already set. You must pay before it even generates.
The goal is simple. Pay down your balance 3 or 4 days before your statement closing date. Timing is absolutely everything.
Imagine your statement closes on the 30th. If you pay early, your bill might only show a tiny $10 balance.
That $10 is the only number the credit bureaus see. It looks like you're barely using any credit at all. The algorithm sees this tiny balance and thinks you're a financial genius. Your score stays high while you spend normally.
Then, when the actual due date arrives 3 weeks later, you just pay off that final $10. Easy, right?
You've used your card, enjoyed your life,
and kept your credit score perfect. That is how you win the game. Let's look at the actual timeline of a credit card cycle. It's vital you visualize this to master the system. Imagine your billing cycle runs from the 1st to the 30th. During these 30 days, you're swiping for everything. Groceries, gas, and dinner, your balance is climbing. On the 30th, the cycle closes and the bank generates a statement. This is the critical moment, the statement closing date. The balance on this specific day is what matters most.
The bank sends this number to the credit bureaus. It gets hard-coded into your credit report for that month.
But your due date isn't until 25 days later. This gap is where most responsible borrowers get tripped up. You might have a high balance on the 30th that gets reported, even if you pay it off perfectly.
Bureau sees high utilization, not your on-time payment. This creates a massive psychological disconnect for many people.
You feel responsible because money left your account, but the credit report looks like you're maxing out your cards. It's a total disconnect.
I've talked to people who are terrified to use their cards. Every time they buy something big, their score tanks instantly.
They start thinking the whole system is rigged against them, or that credit cards are just inherently dangerous. But that's not it. The system isn't broken, it's just bureaucratic. It's lagging, reporting yesterday's news while you're trying to live in the now. You're in real time, but your credit score is on a 30-day delay, based on a snapshot taken before your payment cleared. If you don't control when that snapshot is taken, you're letting the bank judge you based on your worst day of the month.
The solution is what we call the statement date hack. It's less of a hack and more of a clever timing adjustment. Instead of waiting for the bill to arrive and then paying it, you need to pay before the bill is even generated. You might think, Tom, does it really matter if they report $1,000 or $10 as long as I pay it?
You might assume the difference is just a point or two, but you'd be underestimating the algorithm significantly.
Crossing the wrong utilization threshold can tank your score faster than almost anything else, except maybe a missed payment.
We need to look at exactly how heavy this weight is and why it matters so much to your score.
Let's look at the FICO pie chart. We know payment history is the biggest slice, making up 30–55%.
That makes sense, right? Did you pay your bills on time? It's the foundation of your entire financial reputation.
But the second biggest slice, coming in at a massive 30%, is the category called amounts owed.
This is almost entirely driven by your credit utilization ratio. It's a huge factor that most people completely ignore.
Ready for the secret tool? It's the statement date hack. Think of it as a precision timing adjustment for your wallet.
Stop waiting for that bill to land. You need to strike first and pay before the bank even generates the statement.
The trick is simple. Pay your balance 3 or 4 days early. Beat the clock and watch the magic happen. When the 30th rolls around, your statement will show a tiny balance. Let's say just $10. It's a game changer. That $10 figure is what the credit bureaus see. Suddenly, you look like a financial superstar using almost zero credit.
3 weeks later, just pay that final $10. You're using your card like a pro without the score penalty.
The record shows you barely touched your limit. You might wonder, does $1,000 facing 10 really matter? Oh, yes. Is it just a point or two? If you think that, you're seriously underestimating how the algorithm judges your debt weight.
Now, you might be thinking, Tom, does it really matter if they report $1,000 or just 10?
You might assume the difference is just a point or two. But that assumption is a dangerous trap.
If that's what you think, you are underestimating this mechanical creature significantly. It's watching every single dollar. Crossing the wrong utilization threshold can tank your score faster than almost anything else. It's a financial freefall.
Short of a missed payment, this is the biggest threat to your credit health. Let's see why.
We need to look at exactly how heavy this weight is. It's time to slice the FICO pie. Payment history is the biggest slice at 35%. That's simple. Did you pay your bills on time?
But the second biggest slice, at a massive 30%, is amounts owed. This is where the magic happens. Cross the wrong utilization line and your score will plummet faster than a lead balloon. It's the ultimate credit trap.
Just how heavy is this financial anchor? Let's dissect the FICO pie chart to see what's really dragging you down.
Payment history is the king, claiming 35% of the pie. It's simple. Did you pay up on time or not? But look at the runner-up, a massive 30% slice for amounts owed. This is where your utilization ratio reigns supreme.
Think about it. Nearly 1/3 of your entire financial reputation depends on how much of your limit you're actually using.
This single factor outweighs the length of your history and even your mix of credit types. It's a heavy hitter.
10 years of perfect history can vanish in a puff of smoke if you max out your cards for just 1 month.
Your score will sink like a stone. It's sensitive, volatile, and dangerous. Time to master the math and take control.
Today, we're diving deep into credit utilization. It's the fastest lever you can pull to skyrocket your credit score right now.
Payment history takes years to build. Hard inquiries haunt you for 2 whole years. But utilization? That's a different story entirely. Utilization resets almost instantly. If you know how to manipulate the data reporting, you can see results in just days. We'll cover exactly when banks report your balance. Spoiler alert, it's not always when you think it is. Let's look closer. Paying in full isn't the same as having a zero balance. I'll show you the specific target percentages the algorithm loves.
Want more deep dives into the mechanics of money? Powerful impact that subscribe button. It's the best investment for your time here.
Let's start with the trap that catches almost everyone. We're trained to think the due date is the most important day.
Paying by the due date avoids interest and late fees. But here's the friction point. The credit bureaus are always watching.
Think of utilization as a simple fraction, your balance over your limit. But don't let the math fool you. The impact is massive.
$500 on a $1,000 limit? That's 50%. Warning, scoring models absolutely despise anything crossing that 30% threshold.
30% is a risk, but 50%? That's a full-blown crisis. Max it out, and your score goes into intense freefall. Here's the kicker. This applies to your total credit across all cards and every single individual card you own. No exceptions.
Imagine having $50,000 in total credit. Sounds safe, right? But maxing out one tiny $500 card can still wreck your reputation.
The algorithm is ruthless. It sees that one maxed out account and call out distress even if your other cards are empty. Welcome to the panic zone. I've watched perfect 800 scores plummet 60 points in a heartbeat. It's a financial nightmare. All because of one family vacation booked on a low-limit card. No missed payments, just a sudden spike that triggered the algorithm's wrath.
Welcome to Stickman English. Today we will discuss the past participle. It's really quite simple once you understand the rules.
Was it identity theft? A bank glitch? Nope. It's just the cold, hard math of that 30% waiting swift move in.
The system sees high utilization and panics, thinking you're about to go broke. It's a historical red flag for default.
Your score dives to reflect that risk instantly. But wait, there's a silver lining. Credit utilization has absolutely no memory.
Unlike a missed payment that haunts you for 7 long years, utilization resets every single month with your new balance.
Maxed out in January? Score tanked? No problem. Pay it down in February, and the system completely forgets the previous mess.
Your score bounces back like magic. That's the incredible power of the statement date hack. It's all about the timing. You're not healing a scar, you're just updating a snapshot. You can fix your entire credit reputation in 30 days flat.
Watch out! Crossing that utilization line can tank your score faster than a missed payment. It's a financial trap.
How heavy is this debt weight? Let's crack open the FICO pie chart and see what's really inside. Payment history is the big boss at 35%. Simple enough. Did you pay your bills on time or not?
But look here, a massive 30% goes to amounts owed. This is all about your credit utilization ratio. Think about that. Nearly a third of your entire financial reputation depends on how much credit you're using right now. It's weighted heavier than your history length or your mix of credit types. This one lever moves everything.
A perfect decade of history can be ruined in a month if you max out your cards. That 30% slice just crumbles.
Your score will plummet instantly. The system is incredibly sensitive and highly volatile. You have to be careful.
The good news is that utilization has no memory in the most common scoring models, like FICO 8. This is unlike a missed payment, which haunts you for 7 years. Utilization is what we call memoryless. As soon as a new balance is reported, the old one is forgotten. It's a fresh start every month.
If you were at 90% in January, but pay it down to 5% in February, your score will bounce back immediately.
That's why the statement date hack is so powerful. You aren't fixing a permanent scar, just correcting current data.
You can fix a utilization issue in 30 days or less. It's the fastest way to boost your score.
So logically, you might think the goal is to get your reported balance to 0 every single month.
Stop right there. Consistently reporting a $0 balance across every card can actually result in a lower score.
Think zero is hero? Think again. Reporting a flat zero across all cards can actually tank your score more than a small balance.
The system opposes ghosts. If you look invisible, you aren't showing the responsible behavior the algorithm is hungry to reward.
Aim for the financial sweet spot. The elite 850 club members usually keep their utilization between a tiny 4 and 7%. They don't hide, they show a tiny, manageable balance. We call this the ASEO strategy, and it's your new secret tool.
AZEO means all 0 except 1. If you've got 5 cards, wipe 4 to 0 before that critical statement date connect. For that lucky 5th card, leave a tiny trace, maybe $10 or just 1% of your total limit. This whispers to the algorithm, I'm active, but I'm disciplined. This specific mathematical state triggers the absolute maximum points possible.
Don't panic about interest. Reporting a balance is not the same as carrying one. You won't pay a single penny in fees.
Many people wear the 0 balance badge with pride, paying everything off early. It feels like a victory, doesn't it?
But here's the catch. That 0 statement actually confuses the FICO algorithm. It's like trying to grade a blank test paper.
The scoring model needs to see how you handle debt. If your report shows $0 every month, there's no data to analyze. Without data, the system can't judge your reliability. Ironically, someone who doesn't use credit looks riskier than a responsible spender. You aren't showing the behavior they want to reward. To truly skyrocket your score, you need to find the financial sweet spot. Data shows that top-tier achievers with perfect 850 scores don't actually stay at 0. They average a 4 to 7% utilization.
They report a small, manageable balance instead of nothing. This proves they can use credit and pay it back perfectly every time.
The pro strategy is called AZEO, all 0 except 1. It's the secret tool for anyone hunting that perfect credit score. AZEO means paying 4 cards to 0 before the statement date and leaving a tiny balance on the 5th. It's pure algorithm magic. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tom, if I leave a balance, won't I get connect with interest? Let's clear that up. Here's the secret. Reporting a balance is NOT the same as carrying one. The timing is everything in this game. Look at the timeline. Your statement closes on the 30th with that $10 balance. That's the number the Bureau sees. That tiny $10 snapshot flies off to the credit bureaus, proving you're active but extremely low risk. It's a total win. You have until the due date, usually 20 days later, to pay that $10. Pay it then, and you owe 0 interest. You get the massive credit score boost of showing activity while keeping your hard-earned cash safe from interest charges. It's genius.
You're threading the needle perfectly between the reporting date and the due date. That's how you master the financial system.
Theory is great, but real life is messy. Let's see how people actually mess this up in practice.
The biggest trap? Relying on auto pay. If you have it set to pay the statement balance, you've already lost.
Auto pay keeps you from being late, but it doesn't optimize your score. It's a safety net, not a rocket. To use this hack, you must turn off the autopilot. It's time to grab the steering wheel yourself.
Take manual control of your finances. Step 1 is simple: information gathering. You need to know your dates.
Specifically, you need the statement closing date for every single card you own. Don't confuse it with the due date.
This date isn't always obvious in your mobile app. Banks love to hide it behind layers of menus.
The app call out the due date at you because they want their money, but we're looking for the snapshot date.
Every time. To win, you must pay before that statement cuts. It's the ultimate secret to a legendary credit score.
But watch out. This is where the pros stumble. They trust autopay way too much. Don't let it sabotage your plan. Setting autopay to the statement balance? Game over. By then, the bank has already snapped your messy financial photo.
Autopay just keeps you from being late. It doesn't care about your score. You need a strategy, not just a safety net.
Ready for the hack? Defect the autopilot. It's time to take manual control and steer your own financial destiny. Be the captain.
Step 1, intel gathering. You must hunt down the statement closing date for every card. No excuses, detective. Knowledge is power.
Apps hide this. They'll call out the due date to distract you. Stay sharp and don't blink. We're looking for the hidden truth.
Go to the Statements tab. Open that PDF bill and find the closing date. Dig deep. That's the date that actually matters.
I know what you are thinking. Tom, if I leave a balance, I'm going to pay interest. And this is where the terminology trips people up.
Reporting a balance is not the same as carrying a balance. Remember the timeline.
The statement closes on the 30th with a $10 balance. That gets reported.
You have until the due date, usually the 20th of the next month, to pay that $10. As long as you pay that $10 by the due date, you pay 0 interest.
You get the credit score boost of showing activity and the financial benefit of paying no interest.
You are threading the needle between the reporting date and the due date.
Here's the protocol for perfectionists. If you're applying for a mortgage next month and need every point possible, don't go to 0.
Theory is easy. Pay before that statement cuts. But watch out, because this is where most folks trip up in real life.
Relying on autopay? Big mistake. If it's set to pay the statement balance, you've already lost before you even started.
Autopay keeps you on time, but it won't boost your score. It's time to grab the wheel and take manual control. Step 1. Hunt down your statement closing date. Check your past PDF bills. It's usually hiding where you least expect it.
Step 2. Do the math. 3 days before that closing date, push a manual payment to leave a tiny, perfect balance.
The bank reports that tiny number, and boom! Your score rockets up because you look like a total financial superstar.
Stop being affected person of the algorithm. By controlling the snapshot, you become the master of your own financial destiny.
Try this for just 1 month. Watch that score jump, then come back and brag about your gains in the comments.